Okay, so hi everyone and welcome again to our lunchtime live sessions. And today we will be talking to you about the counselling service at LRT. So I'm going to hand you over now straight away. Before I hand you over, first of all, I'm going to ask everyone that if you're joining us, please mute your sound and turn off your picture so that we can see and hear our speakers today. I want to remind everyone that we are recording this session and it will be available later to you during the week up on the Student Engage page. So today I'd like to introduce you to Nathan, our student leader on the Mileage campus. Nathan is a recent graduate of the Creative Broadcasting and Film Production course. So I'm sure he can bring a lot to us today as well with this. And so Nathan, I'm going to hand it over to you now, if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem. Hi everyone. Today we'll be speaking with Noreen Keane, who's over the counselling services in LIT. If it's okay with you, Noreen, we'll just jump straight into questions.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nathan.
Okay, so firstly, just tell me a little bit about the student counselling services.
Well, firstly, Nathan, I suppose LIT Student Counselling Services, it's an embedded counselling service. And what that means, it's an on-campus service and it's integrated into the services that we provide. We're also multi-campus service. So we have obviously Moilish, we provide service to the students in LSAD, the Art College. We also provide service in Thurles and Clonmel, both Tipperary campuses, and also we provide service in our Ennis campus as well. So and what about the service? The service, it's a free, confidential, professional service that is available to all registered students. So if you have a difficulty of a personal nature, no issue is too big or too small, we are here to support you in your academic journey. So basically, you know, people would say, well, why come for counselling? If there's an issue or a difficulty or a problem, that is in some way impacting in your ability to be able to really fully focus on your studies, well then, you know, give us a shout and see if teasing that out with a professional would be really helpful to you to get beyond it.
Okay, and how would a student apply for the counselling services?
Well, how a student applies for counselling, particularly at the minute with these strange and challenging times, to put it mildly, it's online or via email. So on the student counselling web page, there is a link saying register for counselling. So you just go to www.lit/counselling and you just click the tab there, register for counselling, or alternatively you can email us on counselling@lit.ie. So right now we want to receive all applications for counselling remotely, really, via our online platforms.
Okay, and what kind of issues are typically dealt with in counselling services?
Oh, all sorts of issues. So from loss and bereavement to anxiety, depression, I suppose, you know, any stresses or stressors. So for example, relationship breakups, concerns around academic work and academic performance, but more kind of what's personally impacting on your ability to focus on your studies. Issues like any kind of mental health issues, you know, so if kind of feeling down or low gets a little bit more extreme, or your functioning isn't great, or you're not feeling very well, lack of self-confidence, issues around your identity, sexuality, basically there's nothing we won't deal with or talk to you about. And I suppose obviously at the minute a lot of people are struggling with issues around isolation and fear. Fear around COVID-19, and obviously fear for the future, feeling that, you know, every facet of their lives has been impacted by this. Yeah. So any
Yeah,
issue like that, yeah.
a wide range. So,
A
um,
wide range. Yeah. Yeah.
so how many sessions can a student avail of?
Well, what we say in the interest of fairness is that 6 sessions per student per academic year is what we, that's our, I suppose, our guideline. Now, how strict are we on that? We try to be fair to everybody. If a student particularly needs more sessions, what we might do is spread out the frequency of those sessions. But our kind of standard is 6 sessions per student per academic year.
Okay. And is there any cost to the student for availing of services?
No, it's a free service because students have obviously paid their registration fee, so it is covered under that.
Okay. So if a student is in crisis or at risk, what should they do?
Well, the first thing I'd be saying is to make contact. Okay, make contact with us, but tell us that you're at risk or in crisis. Don't just make contact and not tell us. So say it's urgent. So in those instances, if it's during the working day, you can email us at counselling@lit.ie. On the Limerick campuses, you can phone us on 061 293 106. Tipperary campuses, Anna, who beautifully introduced us there. Anna Fitzgerald is the coordinator there. So you can email anna.fitzgerald@lit.ie or phone 0504 28152. All of this information is on the website. Now, if it's out of hours or if you just do not want to make contact with student counselling, there are some emergency services and support services. All of these again are on our webpage, but we have a new text line that is available to all LIT students. So you can just text LIT to 50808, and that's a 24/7 text helpline. And if you're in very, very serious distress and you are actually at risk, emergency services can be alerted via that text line. Also, the Samaritans, you can phone the Samaritans 116 123. Again, that's a 24/7 phone line. And also Pieta House, you could free call them on 1800 24 72 47.
Okay. As it's Mental Health Week, do you have any tips for students in these changing times?
I actually do, and I'm just wondering, is it possible for me to share my screen? Maybe it is, I hope. Let me see now. Okay, so I have that open. 1 second now. I just have a little thing I thought might be nice to share with students. If I can bring it up. Where is it gone? Right, now, okay. Can you see that, Nathan?
I can't at the moment, no.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay, I'm wondering is Anna, I'm wondering if I can share my screen.
Yes, Nora, you should be able to share your screen. Sometimes when you
Yeah.
give it a minute, it comes up.
Okay.
Have
Can
you
you
hit share content? You have?
I have, yeah. Yeah, I'll just go back into it again and see what happens.
Should allow you.
Yeah, let's see. Hide share option, share content. Yeah. Now, yeah. Now,
We
can you
don't
see that?
We don't
Yeah.
see Jeff, but now it's probably coming. There we go. Yes, perfect.
You can see it. Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
See it
So
now.
just, I suppose, I really like this, and what is it that I like about it? I suppose, we've no control over this COVID-19 and this pandemic. We've no control over what's going to happen. Okay, so if we just look at that, I think it's a nice visual. So we can't control if others follow the rules of social distancing or not. Okay, we can't control the actions of others. We can't predict what will happen. I mean, we're all waiting now and watching what's going to happen with the numbers. Are we going to go to another level? What if there's lockdown, etc.? We don't know. We can't control other people's lives, only our own. We can't control how other people react, and we certainly can't control how long this will last. If I've asked myself once, I've asked myself 100 million times, when will this be over? We know it will be over. We just don't know when. Can't control the amount of toilet paper at the store, because initially there was quite a rush on toilet paper, wasn't there? And now, it's bits and toys, isn't it? And people worrying about Christmas, and that's a very real concern for people. But the things I can control and that you can control as students is your attitude. How you follow the recommendations, taking personal responsibility, your own social distancing. I know there's a huge temptation, and this is not me lecturing, students getting together, having parties and, drinking
Yeah.
and all of that. And I suppose, of course, you've been locked up for so long and have had so little social interaction, that wanting there. But I suppose it's really important that whatever we do safely. Turning off the news, the news, I mean, if you watch bulletin and every update, that can actually really mess with your head and actually increase anxiety. Limiting social media, there's so much on social media. I mean, my news feed every day is flooded with COVID alerts and different things. And you know what? Sometimes I just turn that off and I put on some nice music or some mindfulness app or something, because I've enough of it. I limit how much
Yeah.
I look at your own kindness, being kind to others and also to yourself, and finding fun things to do at home. I think again that's key. That I suppose never more did we spend so much time in our homes, and it's about finding the fun and in sometimes in the little things. So that might be, I've just stopped sharing my screen there now. It might actually be, finding a new hobby or engaging in something that you really enjoy. Getting time to watch that Netflix box set that you kept saying you were going to watch, or learning a new skill. Having fun with your
Yeah.
friends, even remotely. Having that remote visual or remote cup of coffee, or something stronger, if you desire. But that there are other ways of keeping the connection, and I suppose that's the piece. It's about keeping connected. That even if we can't be in the same room or space with each other, that we can still keep the contact. I think that that's really important.
And just trying to keep your mind active as well, I suppose.
Yeah, and I suppose being in college, and I suppose particularly, I suppose I'm very much conscious of first years in particular. This is your first time in college, and you've had to deal with the transition of coming to college, and that's difficult enough. But this is in a whole different way. I mean, none of how your initial college experience has been and is how we in student support services or in the wider LRT community would like it to be. But we've had to adapt, and we've all had to adapt, and that's been really difficult. And I think having a routine, attending your lectures and your tutorials, whether they're on or off site, creating, I suppose, some goals, having a schedule, organizing yourself around your deadlines. I mean, I suppose, whether I'm in the office or working from home on a day, I still see it's a working day. So get up at the same time, having your lunch, etc., and having a routine and a sense of purpose, because it'd be very easy to just stay in bed and sure have a lie in and sure it doesn't matter, nobody's watching. And then that can kind of dip into kind of a bit of inertia, lack of motivation, and next thing then you're feeling a bit low and down and asking, well, what's the point really? So what we're trying to do is avoid that. Focus on the little things, focus on having some level of routine, but also to try and stay connected with people. Having that one good adult or that person that you can turn to, be that a friend, family member, colleague, partner, talk about things. Talk about what's going on. And then if needs be, reach out for support, call us, send us an email, or equally, if you're worried about a friend, make contact with us and suss out, well, how might I handle this? We're very happy to do that as well. Yeah, and also I think
Yeah.
watching sleep and eating and all that, getting enough sleep, just and getting out for a walk or having some bit level of exercise, they're the things we can actually have control over at the minute.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I think we've covered a lot there. So I suppose before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like students to know, or any other advice you'd like to give?
I suppose, it's really important to stay connected. And however we
Yeah.
might do that, and to know and to stay even connected to us as well in student counselling and in the wider student support team. We have a fantastic group of people. I mean, you're just seeing myself and Anna on the screen today, and Nathan, as one of our student leaders. We are here to help you. We are here to
Yeah.
support you in your academic journey, and don't feel that you're alone, because you're not. And there are so many people here who have your back, who are here to support you and advocate for you. And I'm so fortunate. I work with a wonderful team of student counsellors. I have one other full-time member of staff, Neve Murphy, who's with the service almost as long as myself. She'd be my senior, I suppose, deputy head of student counselling, really. And then I have two part-time counsellors currently. I have Siobhan Keogh on the Limerick campuses, and then I have Michael Ryan across the two Tipperary campuses. And thankfully, some more staff coming on stream very, very soon. Very much looking forward to that. So we'll be able to provide service to more students. And also I have a wonderful team of interns and trainees who also work with the students. So there's about 14 or 15 of us in total. So we are here for you. We have capacity. And just reach out if you're feeling like you need a chat. And I suppose, obviously at the minute it's not safe to be meeting students face to face for an hour session on campus, on site, and most of our counselling rooms are really small and not suitable. So we've just made the decision for now, albeit it's not our preference, is that all sessions are remote. But it would be just in this platform like this, totally confidential, just me and you. And we work in the same way and we provide the same level of support. And some students maybe aren't so comfortable having their camera on, and that's okay. You can turn your camera off. Of course, we'd rather see you. And that's how we've been doing, I suppose, our work. And we've managed to provide a level of support throughout the summer period to students. So yeah, and I suppose the other thing as well, the other piece of advice, you talk about risk, and that risk is, if you feel at times that that you are at risk, or that you're really questioning, I suppose, the purpose of your life, or please, please, please do reach out, because there is so much support here for you, and we want to help you and support you. And whatever the issue, or whatever problem, or whatever is happening in your life, it is a temporary situation. And we will journey with you, and we will try and access the support and help that you need, because we know, with the thousands of students we've seen over the years across student counselling, that there's very little that's insurmountable. And students have come through the most horrific traumas, situations and circumstances, and have been able to come out the other end and graduate with wonderful degrees, and many of whom have gone on to masters and PhD programs. So sometimes it's just about taking a little time to look at what's happening. And the staff in LIT are amazing, the lecturing staff and the heads of department, and they will support you as well. So please do reach out.
Okay. Well, I think we got through a lot there today, Noreen.
Okay.
A lot of information. And I think so. We'll throw it back to.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan and Noreen. That was a really, really informative session. Loads of information there for all of us, and advice which is great for us as a staff members and for all individuals going through the current time. The session has been really, really good. I want to thank both of you for giving up your time. I know you're both really, really busy at the minute. And as I said, the session will be available afterwards as well up on the link on the Student Engage page. So thanks again to both of you.
You're very welcome.
Taking that session. And we'll see everybody, please God, next Wednesday.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you, Nathan.
Bye-bye. No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.